Well, it's spring, the snowbanks are gone, and it's time to change your tire. And today let's discuss going with used tires versus new tires. Now the first big draw to buying used tires is of course the price, especially if you're a cheap or a poor person like me. Also, if you're like me and gave your wife a beater car to drive, probably won't keep it very long, or you need to do a quick inspection, used tires come in pretty handy. Also, if you get a blowout on an all-wheel drive car, it's good, you can find a used one, you can use them as spares, and since rubber takes a lot of resources to recycle, it's great for tree huggers to help the environment. But just like getting married, buying used tires comes with a huge risk. And the first, of course, is determining the condition, because of course they come with a past. Let's take a look at some examples to see what to look out for. First off, we'll look for our thread over here. You've got the grooves in between here that are meant to siphon off water when you're driving in rain and snow. You've got these little bobs in between here that are a little bit further down. Now once the rubber wears down to the level of that indicator, you'll see that it's time to replace the tire. Now on this side here, you can see that it's worn down, but on this side here, it's not worn down all the way. And that's because we have uneven wear on this tire, likely due to an alignment issue. As a matter of fact, you can see the cords inside of the tire starting to show. This is an extremely dangerous situation because after the cords, it's air. And this tire could blow out at any time. Now if the two outside parts were worn, that would mean the tire was underinflated, and if just the middle part was worn, that means it would be overinflated. Now in this case here, looks like we got some positive camber or towed in a lot, and that's why this edge is worn out a lot. Moving over to this winter tire here, you'll notice that it's actually a directional thread, so make sure you put them on properly. Moreover, if you run your hand over this way and backwards this way, you'll see kind of my fingers are sort of catching, and that's because this tire is feathered, again due to a suspension problem. Now with tire feathering, you'll see that the threads are kind of sharp in one direction and smooth in the other direction. That's because of an alignment issue. Now if you run your hand over, and you'll notice that the blocks are kind of chunky, sort of up, down, up, down, up, down, that's called tire cupping. Now with tire cupping, your suspension has springs and dampers, and if your damper's blown out, well, the tire itself is going to start doing some of that damping as it bounces up and down, and that's going to be reflected on the thread having an up and down motion. That's going to create that woo 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 kind of noise as you move down the road and be very noisy. Next, we'll take a look at any damage. Here you can see there's a nail in this tire. Now if you're buying just the tire alone without the rim, you can take a look on the inside to see if it was patched before. Next, we'll take a look at any cracking. Usually there's weather cracking in between the grooves here, and that's because the rubber compound is rotting away and getting very old, and it won't hold any grip anymore despite still having thread in between here. Now the worst kind of cracking you can get is in the sidewall. If you got that, run away, because you're going to get a tire blowout. This area is extremely soft. It's meant to hold air. If you got a little compromise in there, or you see a little piece of the rubber cut, send it to the junkyard. Now sidewalls can also be compromised from the inside when the nylon gets cut, and you'll see a little bubble come out here. That's also very dangerous and needs to be replaced ASAP. Don't drive on that. You're also going to want to look for tire flat spotting on the threads. That's going to create a lot of vibration because your tire is out of round, especially when you hit the highway. Now there's different types of tires. You got off-road tires, mud tires. There's all-season tires like this one, which are great for comfort and fuel economy. Then you've got winter tires, got a nice soft compound with a big blocky design to grip the snow, but you can't run those in summer though, they'll just melt away. Then you got slicks like this for performance cars. Now I'm just kidding, this is actually a regular tire, just worn all the way down, nice and smooth all the way around. Props to the alignment guy, because you can see it's perfect, but props to the guy who had enough balls to run this all the way down without skidding off the road. Now a brand new tire usually comes with about 10-30 seconds inches of thread. Now you don't usually run those down all the way to 0-30 seconds like this guy did, unless if you want to shine like the moon. At the wear indicator, you're about 230 seconds, and winter tires have a second wear indicator where it's done for winter. So that tire that they say is 50% at 5-30 seconds is more like 30%, because you're not going to use it all the way down. However, a slick like this has an absolute maximum grip because it's got full surface area, which is why you see it on go-karts and racing cars. It's really when you hit water, you need these siphons to channel it away so you don't hydroplane. Now, it goes without saying, make sure you don't mismatch the tire size on your vehicle. Learn to read the tire sizes. So 195 is the width in millimeters, 65 is the aspect ratio, which is this height here, and then 15 is the tire diameter in inches. It's almost as if this system was designed by a Canadian like me who was forced to use both imperial and metric. The 91V is your speed rating, but who cares if you've got less than 300 horsepower. More importantly, after the DOT, we have our date code, and that tells you when the tire was manufactured. This one's the 27th week of 2018. Now, it's generally a good idea to buy tires that are less than 5 years old because they typically last between 6 and 10 years old. Really depends on how much toll the weather is taken onto it, and with that you can kind of tell with the weather cracking on the thread. For example, example, these tires are 20 years old, made in '06, but there's no weather cracking in between them, and that's probably because it was stored indoors. Now once you've determined the condition is good, you got to do a little bit of math here to see if it's actually worth it. The price that you're paying, let's say it's 70 bucks for a used tire, might last you about 2 years or so. Installation is going to run you about 20 bucks a tire. Now you can go out and get a cheap Chinese tire for like 140 bucks, and that might last you like 5 years. Now there's a debate between cheap tires versus used tires. A lot of the cheap brands now have come a long way in the last 10 years or so, and they're building pretty good tires at a decent price. The great thing is they actually come with a warranty, so would you rather have a tire that lasts you 5 years than pay double the installation cost? Then it can become a selling point when you come to junk the vehicle in the next couple of years. Looking backwards, I made a tire discussion video about 9 years ago, and from then a lot have actually changed. You got a lot more big heavy SUVs on the road, but moreover we have the rise of electric vehicles, and with their big heavy battery packs, they're taking a huge toll on their suspension and their tires and wearing them out a lot faster than regular passenger vehicles. A lot of people are preferring bigger wheels nowadays. You got like 19s and 20s on basic cars like a Camry, but it also affects the range and economy, so you gotta choose wisely, especially with this whole range anxiety thing with EVs. Then of course the competition has definitely caught up. You can find so many different brands everywhere, from Cheerios to Pop-Tarts of tires out there. Because it's an open market, all you gotta do is match the DOT standard. Now I personally would put Chinese tires in my car because any little tiny vibration or extra noise would drive me crazy, and would rather go with a used quality tire. See, I went with Michelin's on my Lexus because it was a car I kept for a very long time. These tires are only 7 years old, and they got a lot of cracks on them because this rubber is starting to rot away, even though they've got a lot of thread left. And that's kind of dangerous because these tires actually skid around a lot like a pig on ice. Spent a fortune on the front tires on this van when it came to be replaced because it's my family van. I'm going to keep it for a while. Now I want you to tell me in the comment section down below if you've ever bought used tires on your car, and if it worked out for you, if you splurged for new ones like I did here. Goodbye and subscribe.